so much. That was great. I think it was really great that you went renegade actually and brought it back to a story. Because there's, I think stories are really at the essence of what we're doing here, all of us in our own different way, and trying to pull those together really, we can talk about it, but actually telling the story and demonstrating was great, and I think we all learned something from that, so thank you. With that, my name is Robin Folvik. I'm working with the Labour Heritage Centre, and I've been part of the centre for the past 8 years now. The Labour Heritage Centre is an organization based here in British Columbia that does a lot of what you talked about, Eugene. It really is about preserving the past, looking to the present, to chart the way to the future, to see where we can actually go, what we can do, how we can get together and enact change. And learning our history really, really is something that helps form the backbone and the guiding light to do that. So it's an honor to be here on the panel with all of you who are doing that in your own different way. The Labour Heritage Centre, as some of you might know, was organized initially by Jack Monroe. It's now chaired by Kendra Strauss, who's here in the front. And there's a lot of people that are involved with the Labour Heritage Centre that are here in this room. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our projects and partnerships and hopefully be responding to some of the points that you raised while I do that. And if not, then we'll just chalk it up to me going renegade as well, and we're all good. And so one of the things that we originally did want to do as the Labour Heritage Centre was to create a place, a site where people could go and to be doing some of the things that you've accomplished. So include the panels, have an oral history center where we could be interviewing people, have an archive. The amount of times that we've heard stories about documents going missing, or they separated and that partner's they just threw it all out, or there was a flood and all of the documents were ruined. There's so much history that's been lost because there is not a place to store it. And that's something that we still haven't been able to accomplish, but it's always on the list, something that we're thinking about to do in the future. And with digitization, it might be a little bit easier now, where we can at least digitize documents that might be on the way to the landfill. So knowing that we couldn't actually put a center together, what we wanted to do was to still engage people and try and figure out ways to engage large groups of people, not just one audience or two different audiences. And with that, we moved to the convention center here and installed a series of public history panels along the exterior and the interior of the building. And so that was our first major project. And with that, there's, the convention center feels as though there's about 1 million people that walk by every year along the outside of the convention center, and I've gone down and I've just sat down and watched, and people are reading and they are thinking about it, and it's just a short 150-word piece, but within that I think people get sparked with their interest, and they know that there are these stories that are out there, much like the Battle of Valentine here, that are out there that are interesting, that have messages for us to move forward on, to learn from. But that's not the only way that we want to be thinking about pulling together things. There's also a film project that we worked on. Al, do we have any of the films here with us? No. Okay, you can view those films on Knowledge Network. If you type in Working People, you can find those films. And that reaches another audience entirely. We've got some health and safety films that we've been working on. One of the major projects that we've been working on for education, though, has been the development of curriculum to go into the school system. So with that, we've been working on a series of lesson plans for social justice, for labor history, for labor studies, and that's a way for us to tap into some of the material that's out there. And to bring together the different records, the different resources, the different sources, to use them as teaching aids. And that speaks to some of the ideas around different formats and materials and way of getting the message out there. And I think that one of the points that Eugene raised about how you have to participate is important, because what we've witnessed is that by people coming together and participating in these projects and contributing to them, we've only grown stronger through those partnerships, through our networks. but also have generated interest in learning more. So with our education program, we have teachers that are now going off and doing more research about particular subjects and sharing it with their students and sharing it with us. And so all of this incredible work is going on, and we've had pretty great success with that. And we do have a number of new projects that are coming up in terms of trying to work more with unions, trying to work more with academics, so the development of a union orientation package, thinking of doing more oral history, development of a speaker series, and looking at ways that we can get those messages to different audiences and out there in various ways. So I don't know if I have too much to actually contribute in terms of responding to all of the different projects that you mentioned today. But those are just some of the brief things from the Labour Heritage Centre that does a comparable job on this side of the border. And so Al is at the table there at the end, and you can look, yeah, Al. And there's some of our projects that we have worked on that incorporate these stories, incorporate the different groups that we've been working with, and are guiding what we want to do next with our upcoming work. So I'm going to leave it at that, but we've got some time at the end for more direct questions. Thank you.